Hello, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. It's time for Taroscopes again. This will be the Taroscopes for the sign of Pisces. Had a look at the painting. That's Pisces Sun, Pisces Moon, Pisces Rising for the month of September 2023. So before we get to the tarot part of this, let's talk a little astrology. September is an interesting month. It's actually the month when the sun is in Virgo for most of the month, and then moving into Libra. Virgo is your opposite sign, Pisces. So relationship, of course, is going to be top of the charts, as it were. We do have the nodes of the moon just shifting back excuse me, in July 17th. And then a week later, Pluto made a square to those nodes, and it's still there. We still feel it. Resolution, no. When a planet is square the nodes, you feel sort of almost paralyzed between the past and the future, and we have to move out of that in order to evolve. You have to express through the energy of the nodes, and the resolution node for Pluto square the nodes is the south node in Libra. And so part of the evolutionary imperative that we're undergoing is a renegotiation of our relationships, and also our relationship to power, who has it, who doesn't, and how we have to make things more even and make things more fair. This month goes a long way for that, because Mars, the planet of action, is in Libra, the sign of all those things I just said. Peace, war also, but coming to consensus, coming to a compromise, coming to a balance point. Mars doesn't like being in Libra almost as much as it doesn't like being in Pisces. Different dislike though. Because in Libra, before you can take an action, you have to consider the ramifications of that action. Mars isn't all that. Mars is kind of a rough and ready kind of energy. Send him on an adventure, send him, as a scout to scout out the enemy, and they're all for it. But that Mars energy in a sign such as Libra, much more strategic. And so we have to be more strategic this month. All of us do. Pisces, your ruling planet is Neptune. Of course, Neptune's in Pisces, been there it's been there for a while, right? At least, so I want to say 10 years. Moved into Pisces in, was it 2010? 2011, I think. So it's been there a while. It's there for 14 years. It's actually at the end of Pisces now, but it's not going to move into the next sign until 2026. When it moves into Aries and meets up with Saturn in Aries. Speaking of Saturn is in Pisces right now. It's retrograde. In fact, a lot of the planets are retrograde. After the 4th of this month, September, from Jupiter out to Pluto, all those planets are retrograde. Retrograde planets require us to rethink, to integrate the energies, and the energies are both the changes that we've had in our social contracts with each other, and also to integrate some of the more evolutionary energies that are forcing us to again renegotiate contracts. We do have Venus, the planet of love, which is naturally exalted in Pisces. So it matters what's going on with Venus. Has been retrograde in Leo. It's been retrograde since July 21st, and will go direct on the 3rd of September. However, it does not get out of its retrograde shadow until October. But things are starting to move forward in that. And as Venus went through her retrograde and had her conjunction with the sun, Venus in the heart of the sun, she really had to come to terms with her own light and her own love and her own sense of special destiny. And now she comes out as the morning star, ready to take on the world. She's actually coming out before the sun. So she is sort of a herald, and she's heralding Leo. Well, not quite, because she's not quite direct yet, but she is now the morning star. She became the morning star August 21st, I believe. So she actually is heralding, but she's still moving retrograde. So it's gonna, once she starts to move direct and she's the morning star, then we're gonna feel her more. We're gonna feel her more. We're gonna feel that energy. And of course, Leo is creative self-expression, so we should be able to hear more creative self-expression. Your other planet that's a ruler for you, if you go by the traditional ruler of Pisces, is Jupiter. Jupiter goes retrograde in Taurus. Now, Jupiter in Taurus is good for you because Pisces can be a little bit otherworldly, off the planet, a little, I don't know, like floating in the, and I know because my moon's in Pisces, so I know what I'm talking about. You could be a little floaty, and what Jupiter in Taurus does is it sort of grounds you in a subtle and lovely way. Taurus really just wants to be kind of peaceful, somewhat left alone. And so there's a grounding energy with that. And the retrograde, I don't think is going to bother you much because Pisces is two fish that go in different directions. So on some level, one part of you is always moving forward and one part of you is always moving back. Anyway, there's very little that, I mean, it affects the Pisces, certainly. I mean, we're very sensitive. One of the things that Pisces has is they're very empathetic. So all the pain and suffering, we feel it. We feel it. Make sure you're not feeling that and taking it in and holding on to it. Let it pass through you, like an idea, like a vision. Just let it pass through, and do the healing that's necessary for yourself. And of course, helping other people is a great way to heal yourself. Heal or heal thyself, right? All right. So that's what I want to say about the astrology. Oh no, we have a new moon in Taurus. That is your house of relationship. So this is a good time to start a new relationship, but a new partnership of some sort. It doesn't have to be romantic. It can be a business partnership. That happens when Mercury is still retrograde. The next day, Mercury goes direct. So if you are going to do something like that, wait until Mercury goes direct before you actually sign anything. But you can agree to be in it could be a verbal agreement. Oh, let's do this together and do that. I think I should do that. I should do that with somebody. I have to think about that. And we have a full moon in Aries. For you, Aries is your second house. The moon will be in your second house in Aries. The sun will be in your eighth house. And so there's an awareness around what's important to you specifically. And many Pisces actually have a Venus in Aries because Venus is never more than 48 degrees away from the sun. So if you have it if your sun happens to be in Pisces, Venus could very well be in Aries. So that's all I want to say. Okay, great. So let's pull an oracle card. And this is from the Angels and Ancestors Oracle card cards by Kylie or Kyle Gray, artwork by Lily Moses. Lily Moses. I've done this for all of them. And I don't think there's been a repeat for all the signs. I don't think there's been a repeat yet. There might be one. Now, what is the, oh, okay, the one that jumped out, I guess, wants to be seen. Animal Guardian. That's a good one to jump out, I suppose. All right, let me read this to you. I'm going to hold the card up because they're just so lovely. Animal Guardian, 94. Kind of organized in a strange way, so you got to look. Usually I just go through the pages. You have to really look. Okay. Let's put the Animal Guardian up there. Isn't she beautiful? Goodness gracious. She looks like a native, right? Trust the powerful animal spirit within you and learn more about yourself and your talents. You have a powerful animal within that can be wild, protective, instinctual, and even calm. Animals don't second guess how they feel, they just express it, and you can learn from that. When this card arises, it's important to connect with how you really feel. how you want to feel, and what you really need. Take time to connect with your animal energy and express it naturally. Let even the fiercest energy move through you before returning to your natural state. It will teach you about your gifts and how you can grow. Pick an animal, or, maybe pick, if you have an animal oracle deck, pick an animal from that and see if you feel like expressing that energy. And of course, you could always express the fish, right? All right. So I'm going to be using the Druid Craft deck for the reading. So let's see. A nice little shuffle. Maybe three shuffles. These are enormous, these cards, and I've been dropping cards like crazy. So one more, I think we'll be good. Alrighty. Okay. All right, let's get started. Ooh, High Priest. The High Priest is a Taurus card. It's about listening to that still small voice within. This is called the triumphant intelligence in Kabbalah. The Hebrew letter associated with oh, my husband's bringing in me flowers. Oh, thank you, baby. The no, thanks. The the Hebrew letter associated with it. Sorry, I got distracted by the flowers. They're so beautiful. I'll take a picture and I'll put it on my community page so you'll be able to see it. The high priestess, the high priest is connected to the vow, which is nail, and it's like how we nail things down, right? It's how things are held together. It is about listening to that small, still voice. And remember that this is a Taurus card, and your ruler, Jupiter, is now will be going retrograde, not right yet, but will be on the 4th, will be going retrograde in Taurus. So the voices in your head are probably going to get a bit louder. It's really important that you listen to them. More voices. The high priestess. The challenge with the high priestess is to know and to keep silent. That's really the challenge. And so we have the high priest and the high priestess. This is a very powerful time for you. It's important that you balance the need for action and the need for that more sort of putting yourself out there energy to the more introspective energy of the high priestess, who pretty much sits in meditation and receives information from spirit, direct information from spirit. The path of the high priestess goes from crown to heart, crown direct connection. Underneath it all is the 3 of Swords. In the past, there's been sorrow and heartbreak. This is about that, but with that heartbreak has come wisdom. So while your heart has had its share of pain, through that pain comes the wisdom that it's about compassion, because if you experience it yourself, you know how it feels. And to say to somebody when they're in pain, I know how that feels. To have empathy and compassion, co-passion with somebody, right, is a great gift. And it's a gift, it's like my favorite song from the 70s, I am woman, hear me roar, and numbers too big to ignore. And I know too much to go back and pretend, because I've heard it all before and I've been down there on the floor. No one's ever going to keep me down again. Yes, I am wise, but it's wisdom born of pain. Yes, I've paid the price, but look how much I've gained. If I had to, I can do anything. In the past, we have the King of Cups. This could be somebody in your life that was nurturing, could be a father figure, somebody who cared. Maybe somebody had a little bit of a drinking problem with that can sometimes come. He's a jolly old fella, but sometimes he's not willing to look at the emotions. So you can figure out who that might be. In the sky, we have the Prince of Wands. This is about taking a show on the road. This is Prince of Wands is on an adventure. He's scouring the countryside to tell people the word. So there's an energy of movement. This could be a good time that you might actually go on a trip, on a maybe you take a road trip or something. The energy is there for that if you want. The immediate future, we have the Princess of Pentacles. This is an energy of understanding what you have, what you have to offer, what you still need to learn about, planet Earth and living on the planet. Because Pisces spends a lot of time in the ethers, sometimes they forget. I had a Pisces friend, and whenever the first question I'd always ask her when I call her on the phone, because I'm a Cancer, is, "Did you eat today?" And the funny thing was that she worked at a McDonald's. She was like a manager at a McDonald's. Now I understand why you wouldn't want to eat McDonald's, but you can't like go through the whole day surrounded by food and not think about eating, even if you don't want to have a hamburger. So that was always my first question to her. She was quite the Pisces. How people see you, they see you as wise. And again, wisdom born of pain. Domestic situation, the Eight of Cups. There is something that you've worked really hard on that you're going to turn your back on. And the reason you turn your back on it is because it's no longer fulfilling. It doesn't fulfill your spiritual needs. In this card, we have an eclipse back there. You can see that there is an eclipse coming in October, I believe. So it might be until October before you finally like throw in the towel on something. At home or in your domestic situation. Hopes and fears is the Seven of Pentacles. This is just, there's a little bit of fear and hope in this card, actually, because the fear would be that you don't have enough. The hope would be that I hope this is enough, right? So there's the energy of, and then there's all the energy. There's also, if you feel like there's enough, then that's great. If you don't feel like there's enough, maybe you need to cut some ties because there might be somebody or something draining you. And at the end, we get the Fool going on a whole new path. Wow, these are very, very powerful cards. So you're going to be on a whole new path by the end of September, I think. Or at least a situation will come up where you can decide if you want to take that leap of faith. Underneath it all, we have the Chariot. You are moving in the right direction. The Four of Cups, don't get too maudlin. Oh, it never works out for me. Don't feel sorry for yourself. That's what that says. And the Six of Pentacles, if you were worried about money, things will be coming in balance to you. So if money is owed to you, you will get it. If you owe money, you'll have it to give it to who you owe it to. So things will even out financially. I like that. I like that for you. You're going to have enough. Okay, that's the story, guys. Please like and subscribe if you would. If you would like to become a patron, I do have a Patreon page. There is a link below. If you want to just share this and give me a thumbs up, that's very helpful. The more thumbs up I get, the more people get to see this. And of course, if you know a Pisces in your life that you think could utilize this information, please feel free to share it. I am going to be having a beginner's astrology class starting in September, probably the second or third week of September. I'll give the first week. I think it's going to be the third week of September. I'm going to start that. And also an introduction to the Kabbalah. If you're interested, email me. I'll put you on the list and I'll let you know. I don't have the dates quite set yet, but I have to look at my calendar and I'll do that in the next couple of days. And I do readings. I could do an hour or I can do an hour and a half. If it's your first time, I prefer the hour and a half. If you can afford it, I do try to keep the readings relatively reasonable. So that's what's going on. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you again next month. Take care of yourself. You're a beautiful person, and everybody knows it. And maybe you will too. All right. Take care, everyone. Namaste.